What's happening, people? Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the Upper Tier podcast. We have another little drive time here for you. Wanted to jump on and do quite a short video. It's not going to be too long, but wanted to get everyone's thoughts on LA Knight. This guy, for a number of years, I think he's been on the main roster now, 4 years at this stage or something. He's 42 years of age. The age thing always comes up as a discussion, yet we never hear the age discussion when we talk about, Roman or Seth or CM Punk or Brock Lesnar or guys like that. No, but always with LA Knight, the discussion is age and the clock is ticking, so that we know the guy is in absolutely fantastic shape. We know what a character he is. We know he connects really, really good with the audience. We know he has great promo skills. We know in general in the ring he's really, really good. Okay, we get these botches from time to time. And at times when he's running his promos as well, it's like as if his mouth is moving too quick for his brain and he fumbles over some of these things. Now, it might be a case that some of this is being done on purpose to create some sort of character development in that area and stuff like that. We heard him the other night on about how he's going to go into this King of the Ring match and he's going to kick 4 other guys' asses. And I'm thinking, is that Steiner Mats we're getting here? Or is this just a case that are they laying down a little kind of what we would regard as an Easter egg? Is someone else going to get involved in these 4 on Friday night on SmackDown? Not too sure. But where he calls the Ulafala and the way he says it, the Ulafala or whatever it is, it's just, and you see Jey Uso in the background literally breaking character, trying to keep it together in the middle of the promo and stuff like that. But he's kind of become part of a roster member rather than that guy I spoke about before. Nearly like a gatekeeper for lads to pass through to move on to become legitimate contenders for the World Championship belts. But is it time do you feel that they should be pushing LA Knight now into a world title picture and giving him the opportunity now? Or has it passed him by? We know what came out in the Unreal documentary. I thought he was done dirty in it, to be honest. I thought it was very, very harsh. And from that point on, I think when people saying that, a number of people kind of wiped their hands of it and they kind of checked out really on LA Knight. I'm still a huge fan of LA Knight. I think most people generally are. But where are they going to go with this? What way are they going to move with it? He's now kind of going to build, I'd imagine, on the beginnings of this feud with Jey Uso. He's back in again around the bloodline conversation, which is always an extremely prominent position in the company, because as we know, the bloodline is the storyline, or that's how they push it anyway, so he's heavily involved in that. But on top of that as well, he's going to build on this. So the match is coming up on Friday night on SmackDown. It's Jey Uso, LA Knight, Finn Balor and Royce Keys. I think what happens is you'll have Jey Uso and LA Knight focusing more on furthering their storyline than trying to get to the next stage of the King of the Ring tournament. I think it will really come down to Finn Balor and Royce Keys. They haven't got a SmackDown representative in the semi-final yet, which is a key thing. Same with the women's one. We spoke about it last night. Check out the show last night. We had a fabulous show last night with a great panel, great debates, lots of really good, interesting narrative and talk and angles on different things and how we seen things in a different way and stuff like that. And I think the consensus at the end of the show was, I think most people are thinking probably Finn Balor goes through here. And could we see a Judgment Day final? Could Brock answer the bitch call from Obafemi, cost him his place in the final of the King of the Ring? And could we get the King of the Luchadores, Dirty Dom, facing off against his once friend in the Judgment Day, his partner in the Judgment Day, Finn Balor? And could we have an all final Judgment Day final? And then obviously maybe Balor winning that, going on to face Cody and rolling back history again from that Universal win at SummerSlam and winning the belt at SummerSlam and coming full circle again, which would be very, very cool. And I said last night on the show, would be the epitome of long-term storytelling. Really, really cool, because as Finn Balor fans, and I think most people are, we've been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, and this guy has been out on the wind for so long. Even when he's picked up gold like tag gold, it has felt really irrelevant. and even this time in the Judgment Day at times it kind of ran its course and stuff like that. Moved over to SmackDown to separate him out from the Judgment Day, but the minute they separate him out from the Judgment Day, could they send him back to the top of that mountain to face previous Judgment Day member Dirty Dom. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, but what do we think about LA Knight? Where could this go? You know, gonna go into a storyline, I'd imagine, with Jey Uso. I don't think either boy will be involved in the King of the Ring. So that will leave the pathway open for Royce Keys or Finn Balor. My thinking is Finn Balor. I don't see a situation, and it was suggested last night that you could get a final of the King of the Ring with Obafemi and Royce Keys in it, and I'm not too sure about how that matchup would go. I looked at Royce Keys the other day wrestling Talatonga, and it felt a little bit clunky. Two big guys in there, not too much fluidity in it. It felt like it was a little bit disjointed. It felt like it was a little bit kind of lack of ideas, really, I would have said. And I'm not too sure if you get Obafemi in there against Royce Keys, you might get a similar kind of thing, although Obafemi is much more fluid as a big man. But again, what would that do to Royce Keys? And then is the expectation that Obafemi wins, and then where does that leave him in terms of the Brock Lesnar story and that final match that we're expecting for SummerSlam in Minneapolis? So lots of different things surround him by that. But LA Knight, I'd love to get your thoughts on it. Where do you think this guy's going to go? At times he's being held in very high regard with the company. He's had a long run at this stage in terms of feuding with the Bloodline. Brings them up nearly in most promos that he cuts. But let us know your thoughts. Is it time to push the button on LA Knight? Or do you think it is passing by now and he's kind of more in that kind of, dare I say, kind of Dolph Ziggler kind of, you know, gatekeeper role for talent coming through to move up into the higher level? Let us know your thoughts. LA Knight, folks. Talk to you again real soon. Cheers.